Hi folks and welcome. Today I'm going to be finishing off a lot of Gucci shoes, some of which I've already started, like these ones here. And I've got another pile here that have not been touched, plus various other ones that are scattered about the place as well. I was going to do a pair of shoes for a video, but I've got that many that are just like nearly done. I thought I'd give you an idea of the process, what to do to work through them. So let's get started, see how many pairs we can finish off over the next few days. Start off with these ones here. So a lovely pair of Gucci's. I've actually had these sitting reshaping for quite a while. For the soles dyed and treated. I think they're just going to be needing a brush off and that'll be them. So I'll just use this lovely soft goat's hair brush. Let's see what they look like shape wise. It's actually retained a really nice shape. Don't think I've got any footage of these when they first came in, but they weren't too nice. Really quite happy with these. One pair done, going to stick them to the side. Just going to work through some easier ones. This one here, I've just got this insole to put back in. I actually done a video on these the other week there. Again, this has not been sitting with any shoe trees or anything in. It's held its shape quite nicely. 2 easy pairs done. I do have some harder pairs as well. And the only pair of non-Gucci's today, I think, which are these Salvador Ferramangos. Now they've had the treatment on the sole as well. But I'm not too sure if you'd just dye the sole. I know they don't come in black, this one here. But I think it might be nicer. I'll put it to the side for just now. Lovely pair of monk straps. And here, it's not actually this, is the Gucci snakeskin heels. You might recognise these from the Reptan video. Again, I'll put a link somewhere, maybe here, if I can. So, I treated one with the Reptan, and this one still hasn't had any treatment. You can see a big difference in the two. This one's nice and smooth, this one's quite flaky. So we'll get this other one treated with the Reptan, soften it up, make sure it's lovely and nice, give them a clean out on the inside. I think we'll re-dye the sole as well. So just rub this in. So I think we'll give this one a couple of coats, just as we've done with this one. You can see here the colours really pop on this now. This one's still quite dull. Now that's had a good couple of coats, just going to leave it to dry. While I'm doing that, I've got these beautiful women's Gucci dress shoes. Again, soles have been done. They've had a bit of a reshape, polish, and a lot of nutrients put into the leather. It's just been a bit dusty from sitting on the shelf. Relace them now. Again, these have held their shape really quite nice. I'm getting slightly better at lacing things up. Well, still no expert. And now for the other one. Another pair done. And I'm just going to stuff these with tissue paper as well, just to push out that shape and retain it a little bit more, just while it's being stored. Next pair. A pair of Gucci Oxfords. Not too bad shape wise. Do have a little bit of creasing, but these were really quite bad when they came in. And these are going to be used again anyway. And as I said, a lot of times, always use shoe trees for shoes. All that's left with these ones, give them a little dust off, get some new laces into them, and I'm going to treat the soles with some Saphir Sole Guard. It's now the next day, Friday. Yesterday I had to cut it a little short. I went out to vote and also had to run a few errands. Just for something different, I'll show you what I was wearing. In these Potato Vision photos you can see here, I had my Versace trousers on, and this t-shirt, Here's a better picture of it. This is actually from one of my friend's shops, and he does some amazing designs, and they're really nice quality as well. I really love the designs, and I think I've got about maybe 30 or 40 different hoodies, jackets and t-shirts from that shop. I'll leave a link in the description below, feel free to check it out. And to go with them, I also wore these Gucci Ride-Ons. I love these ones, love how the colour just pops. So, a quick clean out. Then a treatment with some Renovateur. And for shaping, put a shoe tree in. Just to help these wrinkles here, just going to massage some more Renovateur into them. Work them out a little bit. That'll make it perfect, but it'll make it a bit better. So while I leave these, I'll get back to these. Time to brush the excess off. And I'm just going to use this lovely soft goat's hair brush, because I don't want to damage any of these scales. Much better. Colours are really popping on it now. Just feels so much better. Now I think we'll just give the inside a bit of a clean out. So I'll just use some Worth Interior Cleaner, a cloth, maybe a soft toothbrush as well, just to get into the corners. One thing I'm going to try is just to use some Renovateur on the inside. It's got a leather inner, and it is just a little bit tough. So just to soften it up, especially for someone's feet, I'm going to give it a try. And leave them to sit for a little bit. While I'm doing that, I'll brush off the excess Renovateur. Now they've been brushed off, time to add some pigment into them. I'm just going to use this Nuancer card. I've got this colour match here, which is number 32, which is Boar Brown. Thankfully, I bought one earlier. I'll leave these a little bit just to soak in. So these have sat for a nice little while, just while I had a little break and edited some of this video. Time to give them a brush off and see what they're like. Much better. And to finish the top, I'm just going to use some Saphir High Gloss Wax. Quite happy with how the top's looking. Next, just to dress the edges and also dye the bottom. But I'm going to do that later with a couple of other pairs, just because I'll do them all at once, as it's a bit of a messy job. Let's have a look through some of the boxes of shoes I've got. These ones don't look like they need too much done. Not too bad shape wise. A little bit crushed at one side. Get some nourishment into this leather because it is quite hard. You can feel it's quite dry. Pigment, polish. Give the sole a bit of a clean. Pair of Prada heels. I think I'll take some pictures of these for to get them authenticated. I'm not as familiar with Prada as I am with Gucci, especially when it comes to things like heels. I think these will need quite a bit of reshaping. I don't think I'll do these today because this will need quite a bit of work just to get them reshaped properly. Fourth box. Another pair of Gucci dress shoes. Again, needing a bit of a reshape. From the pile I've dug out these. These are a pair of kids' high tops. I really like the red sole on these. Actually in really quite nice condition. Hardly anywhere to the sole, just some round the heel. But to be honest, it's not too bad at all. I'm going to give these a quick clean up. Get some nourishment into them. And these should be good to go. I'm going to put a fresh set of gloves on, just in case this colour transfers onto these light shoes. So we'll get these laces out. Give them a good clean on the inside with the Worth interior cleaner. Not forgetting the insoles. And the outside does have some marks around the sole here. As you can see, it's a bit worse at the front. There are marks here as well. So I'm going to give this a clean, give this top part a clean and condition as well. So we're going to use some of this Worth Industry Cleaner. That's the soles a bit better. Not perfect, but street ready. And a lot nicer looking than they were before. Just noticed a little bit of grime here and there in the tops. So what I'm going to do, again with the interior cleaner, just going to give a spray over and a brush with a nice soft brush. That's freshened them up a little bit. So now, time for some renovateur. This side's now had a good coating. I also stuffed it with tissues, just to help with shaping. I'm going to do the same for the other side now. And it's now Saturday, the day before this video comes out. So, I'll give these a little brush off. And one more thing before I relace these, I'm going to use some of this, which is a patent leather conditioner, just for the seal part here. I've used this stuff a few times and it works really well. Gives a nice finish. It also smells pretty nice. As per the instructions, just going to leave it on for a couple of minutes, then give it a buff off. And I think these ones are now street ready. Not perfect, but good enough to wear again. I've also ordered some new laces for these. These ones are quite tight. Time to dye. So I have a few pairs for dyeing the soles. I've decided I'm just going to dye these ones as well. They're just really quite marked. And I thought, why not? First thing is the prep work. I actually just use some acetone here. Oh, that's strong. Next, I'm going to use this applicator along with this Angelus leather dye. It's a really good dye. The box turns into a good little holder. You have to give it about 24 hours to cure. I found this was best. The first time I did use it, I didn't give it enough time, and I put some Sole Guard on, and I found that it just kind of reacted a little bit with it. So now I just wait a full 24 hours and I get a really good result. Put a couple more coats on. Another thing that I found was there's sometimes a sort of blue tinge as it dries, but once it's fully dried, I find this goes away. Which one do you think's better? Just before I do this monk strip, I'm going to go over the sides with some edging cream. For that, again I use some Saphir. This is really good for adding a lot of colour It's brilliant for things like edgings or if you've got a spot that you need to recolour on other leather goods. I find it's a really good product to use. So I'm going to leave these for 24 hours now, just to cure. After then I'm just going to treat them with some Saphir Sole Guard. It's another product that I use that I find it's really effective. In fact, I've got one more pair of shoes that's still to do. That is the Oxford Brogues. So I'm going to dress these edges as well. And also treat the bottom with some Sole Guard. And we'll give that 10 minutes to cure. Then wipe off. Now it's time for the Sole Guard. Having a look at these shoes, I think I'm actually going to stick them in the adjustable shoe trees just to get a bit of better shape. At least while they're sitting on the shelf anyway. So, with some of the Sole Guard applied to this cloth, just going to apply it like this. Now if you've never seen this applied before, yeah, it does darken the leather for just now, but when it dries, it goes near enough back to its former colour. This helps moisturise the leather, keep it nice and supple. It also helps prevent wear, adds waterproofing, and helps with grip. Now that's had a couple of coats. I'll get the other one done, and I'll leave that to soak in. And they've dried off quite nicely. Really happy with getting these 8 pairs done. Still have about 20 or 30 pairs to go, but worked through quite a lot here. I'm really happy with the finishes. It's a good mix of done to a nice standard and also street ready. Anyway folks, thanks for watching and I hope you liked that. If you did, feel free to hit the thumbs up, it really does help the channel. Also, if you want to see more, check out my other videos. And if you want to see some future videos, feel free to subscribe and hit that bell notification. Have a lovely day.